Okay, I'm recording from now. First of all, perhaps if you could say who you are.
Sure. Hi, my name's Jen Kenwood and I'm the Experience of Care Lead for Community Primary and Integrated Care at NHS England. Within that I lead work on improving experience for long-term conditions, end-of-life care and, most importantly, carers.
And
Hi, I'm Dave Ross. I work with Jen at NHS England. I'm a leadership support manager and I support Jen with the Carers Work Stream.
so how much contact do you have direct with young carers?
Pretty constant, actually. We're very clear that we don't do anything about carers of any age without carers being involved. So we have an oversight group at which we have carers organisations represented, but we also run events throughout the year where we actually meet directly with carers from all across the country.
And one of the in the programme of which this will be part, we're telling the story of a young carer whose story really is very similar to all the other young carers. And one of the points that she makes in the film is that she's had enough of talking to workers. She wants to talk to the decision makers. She wants to get that across. To what extent is that possible?
I'd say it's extremely possible. We've already done quite a few events that have done exactly that. So our Young Carers event at London Zoo, when we had our no suits and young carers met leaders across health and social care on their own terms, was really, really successful. And we've tried to continue doing that. So where young carers have told us about particular issues that they have, and mental health and emotional well-being is one example that comes up constantly, we've actually had young carers leading that work, sometimes working directly with the decision makers, but sometimes making resources such as films or animations that really describe their feelings and their experiences with real clarity that can be used directly with the sort of national leaders, but also if you're looking at commissioning boards and their meetings, you can easily take 5 minutes out of a meeting to have that type of thing shown in there. So we're trying to make sure that young carers' voices are heard directly in conversations, but also directly through the resources that they've produced with us.
Dave, how much is this where there's a will, there's a way?
I think where there is a will, there is a way, and at the moment there is a will there. We're very much pushing at an open door NHS England. There's commitment from Simon Stevens through Jane Cummings throughout the organisation to do something different for carers, to think carer. We're resolute to that. We want to hear from young carers about their experiences of being a young carer. We can't second guess and presume what they are. So, you know, if we can hear from young carers, then we can do something about it. If we don't hear, we can't.
So is it down to the young carer then?
Well, we have our mechanism through which we can engage and find things out. I'm a recent convert to Twitter, and I've picked up a number of issues that way. But, yeah, I mean, you know, we're easily contactable.
I don't think it's one person's business. I think it's
everybody's business, yeah.
And certainly the way we work is very much a partnership approach. So we would never presume to do something about carers without them. So actually I'd say it's a joint thing. So absolutely we want young carers to take some responsibility and take some leadership, but we want to be part of that and supporting them. So I wouldn't say it's a young carers business, it's everyone's.
But with the two acts, the Care Act and the Children and Families Act, is it not the onus on local authorities, for example, to go out and find young carers rather? Because young carers tell us that it's often difficult to talk to adults, so they can't get over that barrier.
No, I'd absolutely agree, and I think you'll see barriers and stigma related to being a carer, whatever age you are. I think the challenge we have as health providers is that the legal duty sits with local authorities and not us. And so it's our role to really try and build that duty of cooperation, which is what Dave has been really working hard on through the Memorandum of Understanding between health and social care.
Health and social care, there's also historically been a divide between the Ministries of Health and Education as well. I mean, how closely are you working with schools, for example, which seems to be one of the primary places that carers are first recognised?
Well, we heard from Wendy Nicholson, the public health staff and school nurses, you know, absolutely linked in. Under the duty of cooperation, local education departments have the same duty as the NHS, as housing, as the justice system. So they're all up there. They should all be key players.
And in terms of, again, how we work at NHS England, we have an oversight group which has a governance role in terms of how we deliver our commitment to carers, and absolutely public health, Education, the Department of Health are all part of that group, sharing their work and actually looking at constructive ways of working together. So I guess there are separate organisations, but we are very proactive in trying to make it a joint approach in terms of the work that we do.
If success is reaching a position where the majority of young carers are identified, recognised and supported, how far down that road do you believe you are now, a year on from both of those acts coming into force?
I think the challenge for us is not having the legal duty, is that our role, if you like, is one of persuasion within health. I'd say we're probably at the start of that still. I think we've come a long way. We launched an HSJ award last year around commissioning for carers, and that was directly for CCGs. So we've created a much greater awareness of carers of all ages, and particularly young carers. And my perspective is that we just keep on adding to the sort of flow of conversation, because if you don't talk about it, people forget about it. So I do feel we're at the start in terms of health. We have some real advocates and activists and great supporters within health, and I think it's about drawing that support together and really keeping the conversation going.
Can I just add, there does seem to be a greater enthusiasm within health services now to engage and understand carers, and we want to be at the forefront of pushing that. We want to keep that going because it's important. We are absolutely committed to carers.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.